Hi, this is my contextual factor assignment in the Pachakcha format for EDIT 7170E Advanced Instructional Design. My name is Garima Banerjee, and I will be talking about contextual factors in the instructional phase and examine the context of rewards and value in learning design and learner performance. I looked up the definition of context in the dictionary, and it says the circumstances that form the setting for an event, statement, or idea, and in terms of which it can be fully understood and assessed. This is not very far from Tesmer's and Ritchie's definition that says context is the whole situation, background, and environment relevant to a particular event. Context was viewed as a neutral element in instructional design and development in the 60s and 70s, with change in the 80s and 90s with the emergence of cognitivism. Cognitivism rejected the theory of the learner's mind as a blank slate and focused on learner background and experience as important components to learning and performance, making contextual factors central to instructional design and learning. Based on these definitions and with reference to research that began in the 1990s, we can safely say that contextual elements are situational elements that impact the design, acquisition, and application of knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Therefore, contextual factors, as per Tesman and Ritchie, are a multi level body of factors in which learning and performance are embedded. Tesme and Ritchie proposed a chart which divides context into three parts: orienting context, which is made up of factors that directly impact the design and development phase of instruction; instructional context, which is made of factors that involve the delivery of instruction; and transfer context, which includes factors that affect the transfer and application of acquired skills and knowledge. These contexts are organized into three subcontexts. The learner is central in each context and subcontext. The immediate environment, which could be physical, mental, social, political, cultural, psychological, etc., and the organizational environment, which provides the systemic and systematic contexts. Contextual factors do not exist in isolation and are often interrelated and impact other factors. For example, in an organizational subcontext, rewards associated with instruction and learning could impact a learner's perceived utility of instruction, their transfer coping strategies, and their task and role perception. Organizations that are committed to a learning culture will be committed to learning and supporting the transfer of learning. These organizations are committed to motivating their employees and students and therefore allocate resources and budget that supports easy access to learning and learning transfer. Rewards are incorporated as motivational opportunities and are valued by employees and students in any organization. According to the dictionary, rewards are things given in recognition of one's service, effort, or achievement. Organizations that value performance focus on rewards and build it in their learning culture. The aim is that learners will be motivated by tangible things during the instructional context, which will lead to increase in performance levels. Rewards may be particularly useful when learning transfer or application is not intrinsically interesting to a learner. When used as an instructional strategy, rewards can be phased and learners can be rewarded if they successfully employ the learning in intended contexts. Rewards can be an attractive instructional option to garner learner attention and increase performance if learners are failing grades, cannot complete homework or assignments, if their interest and motivation levels are low, if they have chronic behavior problems or refuse to do work, if they have poor attention or focus, and if they are not getting along with each other. Rewards, though useful in certain circumstances, may not always work. For example, once you start with rewards, you cannot remove them and expect the same level of performance. Rewards can be addicting, and learners may not be willing to learn and apply skills and knowledge without being rewarded. Rewards discourage deep learning and can be motivating only superficially. The literal dictionary meaning of value is the regard that something is held to, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Although in Tesma and Ritchie's chart, reward and value feature together, they couldn't be more different in terms of how learners perceive these contexts. High student achievements come from students who are motivated from inside and value learning for learning's sake rather than aiming for a cup or a trip to the Bahamas. While rewards focus on things, value is more of an abstract concept. When students are intrinsically motivated and value the learning because they're interested in learning about a subject, there is sustained interest in tasks, they are willing to take risks, conquer new challenges, and perform at higher levels. Whether designing for learners in an academic setting or in a corporate setting, instructional designers must design strategies to foster the intrinsic value of learning. Designers must create opportunities that give students options and choices, opportunities to make decisions, and make students feel they have some control over their environment and their learning. Research has shown that learners find value in curriculum that promotes more interaction and cooperation with peers and are highly motivated in these environments. Opportunities to collaborate in projects, creating communities of practice, opportunities to build open and understanding relationships with managers and supervisors can all create value for learners and employees. There are multiple layers of contextual factors that influence learning design, development, delivery, and application. Most ID models do not factor these contexts in their models. Tesma and Ritchie therefore suggest that including a contextual analysis phase in ID models could ensure that instruction that is planned and designed will fit the instructional delivery and transfer environments. Learners are central to contextual factors and themselves form contexts that add more layers to the already multi level and dynamic contextual tapestry. Learners come with their own set of contexts, individual differences in abilities, cultures, backgrounds, and languages, and this influences all learning design and experience. Instructional designers are responsible for successful application and acquisition of learning, so they must make design decisions that not only look good in the orienting context but also work in the instructional and transfer context. Their job is to accommodate context because they cannot control it. Contextual factors will impact design decisions and learning performance long after designers are done with designing the course, whether they choose to embrace or ignore them.